The air around Blackwood Manor was thick with the scent of forgotten secrets, the walls whispering tales of despair. Nestled on the edge of a gloomy forest, the manor stood as a monument to eerie silences broken only by the creaking of its ancient bones. The very atmosphere seemed to pulsate with a palpable sense of dread, warning all who dared approach. Emily and Jacob, despite their differing beliefs in the supernatural, could not ignore the chilling vibes that the manor exuded. Drawn by tales of haunting and driven by their own personal quests, they crossed the threshold as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows through the halls. Their footsteps echoed, a stark reminder that in Blackwood Manor even silence had a voice. Blackwood Manor was not merely a structure, it was a relic of a bygone era, steeped in tragedy and cloaked in mystery. Built in the late 18th century by Sir Reginald Blackwood, it was said that he constructed the manor to hide away his mad wife Elizabeth. The locals spoke of her screams piercing the night, her spirit never finding peace even after her mysterious and untimely death. The subsequent owners fared little better, each seemingly cursed by the manor's malevolent aura. Stories of disappearances, unexplained accidents, and madness filled the pages of the local lore. The house changed hands rapidly, with no one able to bear its oppressive atmosphere for long.
Emily had always been sensitive to the unseen world, a gift she inherited from her grandmother. The manor's energy was overwhelming, each room whispering secrets of the past, desperate to be heard. She wandered through the dimly lit corridors, her mind attuned to the echoes of the spirits that lingered. Her connection to the spiritual realm was a double-edged sword. It provided her with insights, but also exposed her to profound emotional turmoil. As she moved through the manor, she felt the intense sorrow of Elizabeth Blackwood, her soul eternally restless. Emily's empathy allowed her to connect with Elizabeth, hoping to understand and perhaps help her find peace. The deeper Emily delved into the manor's mysteries, the more intense her experiences became. She could hear Elizabeth's cries, feel her confusion and fear. These sensations were not merely residual energies. They were active, potent expressions of a tormented spirit. Emily's resolve to help grew stronger, her journey intertwined with the fate of the ghost she sought to understand.
Jacob, a seasoned paranormal investigator, prided himself on his logical approach. Yet, as he explored Blackwood Manor, even his skepticism was challenged. The inexplicable cold spots, the sudden malfunctions of his equipment, and the soft, sorrowful moans that seemed to have no source, all these phenomena tested his beliefs. He meticulously documented every abnormal occurrence, attempting to apply scientific reasoning to each. But as the night progressed, the sheer volume and intensity of unexplainable events began to shake his usual composure. Jacob, who had entered the manor as a disbeliever, found himself questioning everything he thought he knew. Driven by a growing need to understand, Jacob dove into the historical records of the manor, piecing together the tragic tales that had unfolded within its walls. His journey was not just about disproving the supernatural, but understanding the psychological impacts the manor had on its previous inhabitants. This shift in perspective marked a significant turn in his investigation and his own personal growth.
Section 5. The Whispering Woods. The forest surrounding Blackwood Manor was as much a character in the story as the manor itself. The dense canopy of trees, twisted and gnarled, seemed to move with a life of their own. The wind carried whispers between the leaves, an ancient language that spoke of old secrets and timeless sorrow. Emily and Jacob ventured into the woods at dusk, guided by the faint path illuminated by the crescent moon. The further they went, the more the forest seemed to close in around them, the shadows growing deeper, the air cooler. It was as if the woods themselves were aware of their presence, watching, whispering. In the heart of the woods, they found an old graveyard, the final resting place of the manor's long-dead inhabitants. The tombstones, worn and covered in moss, told stories of lives cut tragically short. This place was a crucial piece of the puzzle, each grave a chapter in the manor's haunted history.
As night deepened, the spiritual activity within the manor intensified. Shadows flickered at the periphery of my vision, forming shapes that were human-like yet distorted. These were the lost souls of Blackwood, each bound to the manor by their tragic pasts, unable to move beyond their earthly confines.
Though less attuned to the spectral world, I witnessed enough to feel the weight of the unseen. The scientific explanations I clung to seemed increasingly inadequate in the face of such profound paranormal activity.
Each ghost had a tale of sorrow and betrayal, their deaths tied to the manor's dark history. As I interacted with them, the atmosphere thickened, the air charged with their collective energy.
Together we realized that the manor was more than just a hotspot for ghostly occurrences. It was a prison for tortured souls.
The climax of our investigation came unexpectedly. During a seance arranged to make contact with Elizabeth Blackwood, the energy within the manor surged. The air crackled with power, the candles flickering wildly as if caught in an unseen storm.
Witnessing this, I recorded everything, my previous skepticism shattered by the undeniable reality before me.
In that moment, a torrent of emotions flooded through me. Fear, anger, despair, all channeled from Elizabeth's spirit. The room grew colder, the shadows darker, and for a moment, it seemed the boundary between the living and the dead vanished entirely.
As the seance concluded, the tumultuous energy slowly subsided, leaving both of us exhausted but enlightened. We had touched something profound, something that transcended simple ghost stories. This night would mark a before and after in our lives, forever changed by what we had experienced at Blackwood Manor.
In the light of the following day, we reviewed the evidence and experiences of the night. We had uncovered layers of history, each adding depth to the story of Blackwood Manor.
The documents I found provided historical context, while Emily's interactions with the spirits offered personal narratives that history books could never capture.
Together, we pieced together a comprehensive picture of the manor's tragic past, linking the historical events with the paranormal phenomena we witnessed. It became clear that the manor was a focal point for emotional trauma, its walls saturated with the energies of those who had suffered there.
This understanding brought us not only closer to the truth, but also to each other. We had started as strangers, divided by our beliefs, but emerged as partners, united by our shared experiences. The secrets of Blackwood Manor were no longer just subjects of investigation, but poignant stories of human lives, forever intertwined with the fabric of the manor.
The mystery of Blackwood Manor, though partially unveiled, would always hold more secrets, as deep and vast as the shadows that filled its rooms. Emily and Jacob left the manor changed, carrying with them not just evidence of supernatural occurrences, but a deeper understanding of the human condition and the imprints it can leave behind. The whispers in the shadows, the cries of the lost, would continue to echo through Blackwood Manor, a haunting reminder of the past. But now those whispers had listeners who understood their language, who could tell their stories. Blackwood Manor, with all its horrors and beauty, stood not just as a haunted house, but as a monument to the complexities of the human spirit. As Emily and Jacob moved on to their next adventures, the legacy of Blackwood Manor lingered in their minds, a constant whisper in the back of their thoughts. It was a place of terror, of learning, and ultimately of understanding, a place that would forever haunt them in ways both unsettling and profound.